1, 2, 3, 4. I'll let you know the moment I arrive.
So real simple and straightforward, just like we spoke it. Now a couple different things.
How many emails can you have listed?
We can have it go, our standard distribution list is up to 50, but it can go to an internal distribution list. Like we work with a number of universities for their maintenance crews, and a lot of them are working in the middle of the night by themselves, and it might be a dangerous situation. At the University of San Francisco, for example, they had a couple of their maintenance guys robbed at gunpoint while working on the campus at late hours. So we have one of the contacts that says panic 911. So they press and hold that message. That goes into their own internal school distribution list, which even goes to the campus police. So now that it notifies all these people at once, and they actually use that enhanced feature, Nextmail Locator, so when they send that message, hey, I need help right now, it goes out to everyone that they would possibly want it to go to, but it also pinpoints their GPS location. So I could be anywhere out there listening to that, and I know exactly who's calling in, this guy needs help, and where's he located, let's send the authorities right away. Now, a couple different things. The moment we listened to this message, my phone started buzzing. That's because we have a feature called Listen To Verification. Because if you think about it, I'm essentially leaving a direct connect voicemail. So if I'm in the field saying, hey, I need assistance, I need that new invoice for Southern Wine and Spirits right away, how do I know that my call's actually being worked on? Because I'm just going in, leaving that message. Well, the moment that dispatcher or whoever that recipient listens to that message, I get a free text message back on my handset saying, dispatcher's working on your call. So now, without me ever being on hold, because I just hit the button and speak my update, I know that the message was documented, delivered, archived in. I know that it's actually been listened to and being worked on, and that's able to accomplish that efficiency without the dispatcher stopping what they're doing and without me stopping what I'm doing in the field. Now, there's also some free text messaging services. So let's say they got that message about the invoice, and we said confirm customer number, for example. So we send this out, and these are free and unlimited, but these are also all archived online, which is something you don't find with a lot of text messaging programs, and you certainly don't find with Direct Connect. So when that call or when that text message goes back to my handset, obviously we don't want these guys texting while driving. I'm sure none of us ever do that, right? Nobody. I was texting Chance while I was driving here this morning. It's obviously illegal. It's obviously dangerous. So one of the things that we have included with Nextmail is a feature called Push to Reply. So when I get this text message that says confirm customer number that's on my handset, all I do to respond to it is press the Direct Connect button, it chirps again, and now I can speak my update right back. That was customer 1234, I'm waiting outside, I'll be there in a moment. Release the button, hear those beeps, my message is documented, delivered, and archived. So we got, now I'd say, just to kind of summarize, and this is that standard Nextmail package that I've described, the guys are never on hold. We eliminate hold times for mobile workers, which should increase productivity. They find the reason for their call, they press and hold the button, they speak their update. On the flip side, the dispatcher or the recipient always knows who's calling in and why they're calling in, so they can always handle the most time-sensitive calls first. All this communication is archived and documented online that can be pulled up. We store everything standard for 3 months on our server, but we can extend it for particular accounts if need be. And in addition, there's one other text messaging service that's included, and it provides the opposite flow of information. So if, let's say, those guys are out in the field and the customer calls in. So this is, I just got back from Mexico. That's jumping on my friend's houseboat, sorry. We also have a feature called Nextmail Text Messaging that provides the opposite flow of information. As everything I've mentioned originates with guys in the field finding the reason for their call in that contact list. Now we can add as many of those Nextmail, what we call subject lines, to that contact list as we want. We can add them, we can subtract them, they can be changed at any time. Nothing in Nextmail is set in stone, it's all customizable to the customer's needs. But what happens if in the office they want to reach out to all the guys in the field? Maybe there's a big accident on I-5 and they want to let all their delivery vehicles know they should take an alternate route. Or maybe a customer calls in for the Southern Wine and Spirits example and says, hey, your delivery guy was here an hour ago, I wasn't here, I missed him, when can he come back? I'm here now. Well, with Nextmail Text Messaging, it allows anybody in that office to double-click an icon on their desktop, and it pulls up their buddy list of all their Nextmail users. Now, in this case, I have a number of Sprint reps as well as customers here, so I try not to blast everyone at once, seeing as I did one example last week that said, hey, confirm meeting for 2 o'clock, and I blasted it to everyone. I got 150 messages. We're like, who the heck is this, and what meeting are we talking about? It's a holiday. But just for the case, for the point of this argument or this presentation, I'm going to select myself, which is here, Justin C. in Vehicle 19. And I could have hit select all, I could have selected as many as I want. And then I can immediately send free and unlimited text messages to any of those handsets, and those also are all archived and documented online. So I'll just put this one as test. But so now, the neat thing is, it also shows when the actual person listens to them. When they do get that message, do they ever text the message response back using their hands? No. So this message just arrived on my handset, test, and that's how fast you can expect delivery. And when they receive it, same functionality as I mentioned before, push to reply. I press the button, this is Justin, I'll be there in 15 minutes. Release the button, we hear the beeps, as simple as that. Now, everything I've described to you so far is what we call standard Nextmail. It is $7.50 a month per user. That's it. There's no setup fee, there's no sign-up fee, there's no, between us, there's no long-term commitment. Obviously, what we're all looking for here is a long-term commitment. But it's something you can say to the customer, let them know that it's part of their sprint bill, and we have to win their business on a monthly basis. And I'll get into different strategies when we talk account specifics about the best way to position that for your different accounts. But it's such a minimal buy-in, and the functionality really provides so much for that value. We've eliminated hold times. We prioritize the manner in which you handle calls to ensure that time-sensitive calls are first. Free and unlimited text messaging from the office out with push to reply, and everything archived online. And if they have an item handset, they already have all the hardware tools in place. And that's really one neat thing about Nextmail is that we don't even actually put software on the phone. All we're doing is putting those contacts that they've determined as the reason for their guys to call in as part of their contact list. And it's as simple as that. So before I dive into Nextmail Locator, do you have any questions out there? Nobody? Okay, well, one of the other neat things that I will mention about this, and we just started working with, is as a time clock solution. And that's the neat thing about Nextmail is that we could have a contact that says clock in and another contact that says clock out. Simple as that. And what they do when they start work, they hit that button, that message comes in. At the end of the month or a week or however they want it, they get a detailed report of where all their guys are with clock in, clock out, with an address stamp as well. And it's a simple way to offer them time clock functionality that can then be integrated into ADP or any of those automated time clock solutions. And again, those same rules apply. No setup fee, no startup fee, no cancellation fee. And if they already have the item handsets, that means for $7.50, they're ready to go immediately. And it's something that once you get them using, this is a strictly Sprint product. Nobody else is going to have the same functionality except you guys, which really will differentiate you in the marketplace. So, that being said, I'm going to move forward into Nextmail Locator. So let me pull back to my deck here. And so just a couple things. This is probably my most powerful slide in the entire deck. And it really simply states the most basic level of Nextmail, which each Nextmail is instantaneously sent with a subject field that the user pre-selects, providing a summary of the email without a conversation taking place, and allowing the recipient to prioritize their responses. And simply put, the purpose of the call equals the contact in the phone equals the email in the subject line. And as I mentioned, there's no limit to how many of these contacts we put in their phone, and Nextmail is an unlimited service. Whether a guy sends 5 Nextmails a day or 500 Nextmails a day, he is never going to ever get an increased charge from us, or actually from you, because it's part of the Sprint bill. Now, these are just some samples of subject lines that are currently in place. And as I mentioned, these can be changed at any time. I'd be happy to go through different subject lines. For those of you that do not have Nextmail accounts, please let's talk before I leave today, and I'll show you how we can provision that account for you. And then what I do is, on my phone, I just have a number of sample subject lines, basically for every vertical. Arrived on location, maintenance completed, need assistance, heading in, clock in. So whenever I'm with a customer, it's a simple way for me just to make a quick direct connect call, send it to myself, and that's almost really the way I would recommend positioning it. There'll be certain accounts I think that you'll know immediately this will be a terrific fit, and there'll be other accounts that maybe you're going to talk with them about their existing their rate plan, maybe they're doing a UFMI migration, and it's a real simple way to introduce this new product. And if you position it the correct way, you can really hook their interest right there. It can really turn into being an easy sale for you guys. So let's get into Nextmail Locator. So Nextmail Locator provides the ability. Now the only distinction here being is that you'd have to have if you want to include photos, you would have to have a camera phone. So 8350 or i580 is usually where we get most of our business on that. We've just started working with a number of clutches as well. But we work on any item handset. And Nextmail Locator, instead of being $750 a month, it's $19.99 a month. Same rules apply. There's no setup fee, sign-up fee, cancellation fee, long-term commitment, part of the Sprint bill. But it allows mobile workers, and this would be more of documentation of work complete.